Thank you so much for staying tuned to this channel. Welcome to yet another edition of International Forum. I am Wilson Omasho. Today on International Forum, we're taking a look at the Republican debate where the presidential aspirants came out to tell the party and, of course, Americans what they have to offer come next year. It's all about the U.S. presidential election that will come up next year, which is 2024. They went all out. No holds bar. It was like tit for tat. My analyst, we don't want to throw more light on it. But one person was visibly absent, and that sent some kind of message to Americans and, of course, the party, Republican Party, that person of Donald Trump. His absence in that debate, do you think is going to cause anything? No. Yes? Indifferent? Anyway, let's talk about that quickly. Let's take a look at stories making round globally as we move straight down to the U.S. Former U.S. President Donald Trump appears in court, New York, yet again for fraud case. He is under investigation. From what they said, he did not really tell Americans his full details in the sense of the amount really he owned, his properties and all that, tax evasion, properties worth, and the rest of them. And it's a crime for you to cheat Uncle Sam in the U.S. They don't joke with their taxes, they don't joke with their money. They believe you do your business, but give to the government what is due to the government. That is what this is all about. Now, Trump has been called upon to defend himself, which he did. Don't forget that Trump has retinues of cases against him. And it's like he's walking on murky waters. What he said, all these are politically motivated. What do you feel about the assertion of Donald Trump about the U.S. system, which haunted him not to really achieve or attain his goal of becoming the next U.S. president if he eventually wins the election? He wasn't there for the primaries. We'll talk about that in the debate, not the primaries and the debates that led to the primaries and all that. We'll talk about that in power. Right now, he's facing series of, legal battles. Do you think this will make him lose focus? But trust Trump. He said, look, all this is just skirmishes of witch hunt. He's going to come out stronger. He's going to come out better. And if God permits, according to his word, he's going to be yet the U.S. president come next year. What do you feel about this man's conviction? Only time definitely will tell. Moving away from what is happening to Trump, let's move straight down to what is going on right now between, yes, Austria, UK, and of course some part of the Eurozone, where they talk about these three great countries coming together to build a submarine that can counter the ever-rising influence of China across the sea in the Asia-Pacific. A UK defense giant BAE Systems wins $395 billion or $3.95 billion of pounds, yes, pounds contract to build a submarine to counter the strength of China in the sea. And from what they said is going to take 10 years to build a submarine, that for UK, Austria, and of course a part of the Eurozone to have this stability in terms of water power. We're going to talk about water power. A submarine is one deadly vessel that can carry any form of weapon you choose to imbibe in the submarine. They know the importance of having a strong navy. They know the importance also of having a control over the sea surrounding your island. They know the importance of the overwhelming presence of China. So to counter it, they choose to form a collaboration that will see these countries coming together to rival China's power over the sea. And of course, the Chinese government has spoken against it because they're not in support of it, saying what they are doing might just be provocative. But to them, they're trying to defend their territorial integrity and to defend those weaker islands that are being influenced by China. It's all about cutting short the influence of China in the Asia Pacific. But with this venture, do you think The inflation rate right now in the UK and other parts of the Eurozone, do you think this contract or, well, let's say this scheme will really help them to come out of it soon? Only time will definitely tell. Because it's like we move to the era where power, where your arsenal is might. If you have a big gun, other countries may just shiver where you sneeze. That is what it is coming to, because you just can't joke with a country like China. You just can't joke with a country like Russia. But this time around, Chinese threat is overwhelming, according to reports. So everyone is going back again to the drawing board, trying to build on the military arsenal. Tit for tat. You have what I have. We respect each other. If I don't have what you have, then I'm just be in trouble. So it's all about them gathering enough momentum to make sure that their naval base will be able to withstand that of the Chinese naval base. On to the next story. Now, this time around, you get to realize that the world, they say, is a global village. And in the U.S., so to speak, the story is not different. Yes, in the U.S., there is this almost stalemate when you talk about the functionality of governance, when you talk about the government working fully. Don't forget the impasse between the House and the government over budget spending. This time around, for them to have a stable house, for the U.S. government not to stop working for a while, they have to shove a portion of that budget that has to do with Ukraine, to support Ukraine in the war they are fighting against Russia. Yes, because the Republicans said, look, for us to have a stable government, you have to take a look at budget cut. You shouldn't go above the ceiling you've placed. If that's the case, we will not sign. And once you don't sign, government cannot function. In order to find this balance, they choose to scrap that part of Ukraine's budget to support them in their fight against Russia. But in doing that, Joe Biden of the United States of America made a promise. Ukraine, you have not been forgotten. Somewhere along the line, we'll find out a way to bring money to support your cause to defend the territorial integrity against the aggression of the Russians. So mind you, if a certain amount is not in the budget, it's going to take almost a miracle for any country to go beyond that, especially the U.S., where they follow the rule of law. If it's not in the budget, it isn't in the budget, so provisions might not be made for that part of it at all. But right now, Joe Biden is saying, forget about this budget cut. Ukraine, we are with you. But ask yourself this question. If it's not in the budget, do you think the administration of Joe Biden will be able to support administration of Vladimir Zelensky, the president of Ukraine, to defend herself against the onslaught of Russia? Don't forget that winter is fast approaching. And this is what we are talking about. Budget, budget, budget. No military funding right now from the side of the U.S. for Ukrainians to defend themselves. So how are they going to defend themselves this time around? We are watching. Ours is to bring the news back to you. All right, we'll go for a short break. When we return, I'll introduce my guests and we'll dive into the topic before us today. Republican debate, the conspicuous absence of President, or former President rather, Donald Trump. Do you think it will have any impact? Don't go away. We'll be right back. If you just joined us, this is International Forum, and we're taking a look at Republican debate with prominent figure, former U.S. President Donald Trump, being absent. What do you think will be the outcome of the U.S. presidential election that will come up next year? Because this is what we are going to be looking at today, to get to see the strength and the weaknesses of the Republican without the person of Donald Trump. According to report, he chose to jettison the debates. Maybe, just maybe, it's not in tandem with what he has at the back of his mind. People are like saying that it might be due to this retinue of lawsuit, or rather, it might just be due to the thing of pride. Maybe he feels that he's better than all of them. He doesn't really want to go for the debate, as long as preparing for the primaries and going for campaigns. Do you feel the absence of Donald Trump might just signal kind of, a wrong message to Republican supporters, or he has a game plan, or that might just be one of his trump card in all of this? With me here in the studio to talk about this, I have a lecturer, right? AAU, isn't it? Yeah. Eichoya. Irobe, welcome to International Forum. Appreciate your coming.
Good afternoon. Welcome, my viewer.
Right. So very close to him, he is a political analyst, a very vibrant. Join me to welcome Comrade Victor Ogba. Welcome to International Forum.
Thank you for having me.
All right.
Good afternoon, viewers.
One-time chairman political party in Edo State. Wasn't of the party, okay, defunct now, right, or still functional?
National Conscious Party.
National Conscious
Party. We are
Party.
the level of appeal, so...
Oh, level of appeal.
Technically, we are still on.
Okay, technically, fine. That means you're politically inclined. But I want to start off with you. What do you feel about the debate? To some, it was a brutal debate. To some, it was a debate they never saw coming, because it's like all aspirants went at each other's throat, bringing out the point you really want to bring out. What can you make out of this?
Yes, the American primary elections that are coming up is usually heralded by what they call the expected debate. America, like the advanced nations, don't joke with presenting of manifestos. It was a primaries and it was just a debate. And so, in quote, it was an in-house thing. In-house in the sense that it was a Republican affair. And but Donald Trump, being the biggest fish in that ocean, knows the terrain. And he chose to go to Michigan, about 2,000 miles from where the debate was going on, to go and meet with the auto workers who were warming up for a strike. Don't forget, Biden himself was also going to attend that strike rally where they will speak with workers. So we started to look at the issue from the in-house president and the out-of-the-seat president. Donald Trump, according to him, said he would not want to play into the hands of his rivals so that they will not ride on his back. In other words, he feels that the rivals are actually, in quote, not rivals. They are just there to warm the seats and wait for him. Because according to him, too, being present will enhance and advance their cause. They probably will want to see themselves as big as Trump. Trump knows that he's the biggest of all. Now, he wasn't there and was not at the other one. Yeah, the issue is simple. He was not there because some of the issues that would be on the front burner were no issues that were green, were no issues that were new to him. And so he wanted to also avoid a situation where there would be a personal attack on him, although it actually happened. So who were they that were there? This madam, former U.S. ambassador to the UN, Nikki Haley, was actually waiting for him. He said, this man, he has refused to show up, that they are not going to be calling him Donald Trump, but Donald Duck, because he
chickened out.
He ducks. At every point in time, he hides away from the reality, and then he will face other issues. Well, to Donald Trump, meeting with the workers was another way. It was a rally. It was a political rally, bigger than the debate primaries. Although he was nominated as one of the 8 contenders there, his absence there left a big gap, because it remained to be filled, because Donald Trump is a force. Don't forget that the situation leading to his eventual removal, I want to call it removal, defeat in the last election, were just on technical grounds where there was an in-house fighting, where the Republicans didn't quite agree on so many issues. For example, Trump was accused of having pummeled the American economy back by up to 7.8 trillion debt. That was part of what he brought onto Americans. And so the Republicans will not want to joke with this, knowing that it is a big minus for them. And again, I don't know, is Donald Trump a proud presidential aspirant? Here we have to see. This is because during the, what is it called now, the debate, there's a section where they will have to sign and feel that should any candidate emerge, there will be massive support. The others have signed. Till now, up to this point we are talking,
Donald Trump hasn't signed. We'll come to that.
Okay.
We'll come to that aspect. Welcome, Victor. You heard him. He gave an elaborate, remark on the absence of Donald Trump and, of course, some of the content of the debate. And he also talked about priority placed on that debate by Donald Trump and, of course, the Michigan rally about workers planning to go on strike. Putting all this together, what can you make out of the absence of Trump?
Well, thank you. Like my brother rightly said, that the debate is an in-house thing. And such debate give opportunity for the party and the general public to meet the potential candidates and their manifesto. Now, of course, you agree with me that not all candidates are known, just like the way you are hearing of Donald Trump and Biden and all that. So that is one opportunity it gives, to them. Donald Trump, like everybody knows, is a proud man. Donald Trump believes that he knows it all. And he believes that even the last election, that he won that last election. So for me, Donald Trump absence is how do I put it now? It's deliberate.
Deliberate?
Yes, it's deliberate. And when you know it's deliberate, he didn't just sit down. He left and went to go and play a major role as a major stakeholder, somewhere else. So that's tell you this is deliberate. So I'm trying to tell you that, see, what you are doing there, me, I've gone beyond here. I'm already implementing what you want to be discussing that you want to do. I'm already implementing these things, here. And that is our thought. Secondly, to maybe it might still be advised too, because the last one was not too funny, where where he would deliberately lie against an opponent, and when you fact check and you see that he's just deliberately lying against attacking individual candidates, shunning people down, and it was not too good for his personality at that time too. And I still believe that this very one would have not been different, from that one too. So probably maybe he was advised to slow down or whichever way, but I know it's a deliberate thing.
It's a deliberate thing.
Yes.
Now, he talked about pride, which you opined while you were opening the discussion, laying the foundation to this discussion, and of course prioritizing the protest in Michigan over the in-house debate of the Republican aspirants. Now, if you really want to put it in a scale, what do you think Donald Trump would have paid attention to the more?
Well, I'm not a politician.
He is a politician.
Yes, and again, American politics is different from anywhere else.
Yes.
Because in America, it is not just the way you see it. There are what they call undercurrents before election, during election, and even after election. So the presidential debate is a major one, or one of those three issues that they must handle with care. Handling it with care will also mean that you must be circumspect. Here, Donald Trump has seen that it is not a favorable ground for him attending the debate. This is because some of the charges that they have lined up will be an opportunity to unleash, in quote, terror on him. So he would technically want to avoid it. And what were those things? Actually, they talk about the Ukraine thing, whether if he is nominated as their flag bearer, they will want to go on with what Biden is currently doing, whether the massive support. Okay, well, massive support to the Ukrainians to be able to survive. I don't usually say against Russians, because it is, to them, it is a survival thing. Give them support to be able to survive. Remember what they even said during the debate, that the problem of America is not Russia, that it is China.
It's China.
Yes, and that the more the stiffer action, the more stiff they are towards Russia, the more complicated their interest will be with China, because Russia will be able to form a formidable ally with China, and of course, they can overrun America. So America is careful. How do they play this politics? They call it balancing. They said, for example, that Biden, what is this Donald Trump.
Donald Trump.
Yes, Donald Trump can be proud that they are careful so that it will not be seen that they are overtly supporting Ukraine against Russia. So China is watching. So they have to play a middle role. They balance it. How much aid can we give to Ukraine so that it doesn't seem as if they are taking over the world? They said, although Russia is an evil dictator, he said it's the Putin.
That is Putin, yeah.
Yes.
All right, so you just hold on. I want to go for a break. When we return, you continue with your line of thoughts. Don't go away. If you just joined us, this is International Forum. Thank you so much for staying tuned. If you just joined us, this is International Forum. Well, you're making a point, Paul went on that, but talking about the proud nature of Donald Trump and, of course, prioritizing which to attend as against the other. Yes. Please, Anchor.
Yes. Well, proud in this sense, I don't want to use that. That would be too blanket. But this is because Donald Trump is calculated. And some of the problems, like I wanted to compare, we're looking at the relationship between Russia, Ukraine, and China. That U.S., the average man on the U.S. street believes that the problem of the U.S. is not Russia, it is with China. This is, and the body language of Donald Trump tend to favor the Chinese government, that he tends to align with the China's economic policies. For example, the rivals, let's call them now, at the Republican House there, would not want Donald Trump to agree that electric cars, they talk about electric cars coming from China, should come on by 2024 to be used in America. This is because of their gas. America will not want a situation where, because they are a major stakeholder in gas, and so they will continue to preach for the manufacturing of motorized gas, vehicles that run on gas, diesels and petrol, rather than electric. And Trump has said that should he become the president from 2024, that it will be electric vehicles. So to them, it is it is anti-American. You can't think that way because it is against the American economy.
And that would have been against Trump's position in the debate. I will come back to you. Well, Victor, you heard him. He talked about Trump being proud. He said, no, that might be a blank statement, but he gave reasons why Trump chose to choose his own battle. He has two to fight, one against Biden, of course, one against his own rivals in the House. If it was to be Trump, which will you attend?
Well, it's actually a very dicey situation for Trump, because as at now, his baggages are so much, both within and outside. His baggages are much. So the facts remain. The best thing for Trump to have done is what he did. Because though it has its own disadvantages, despite these baggages that he's trying to avoid, in the main campaign, he's still going to confront the people. They're still going to ask him direct questions. Then secondly, why I say it was even the right thing to have done at this time is that this time he is fighting for the soul of the ticket, and if you don't get it, you may not be able to go into the main election and focus. And at that time, by the time you get the ticket, it's not just going to be your issues alone, it becomes the party thing, at that point. But if you look at it, what is that debate really characterized with? Personal attacks, personal glories. Most time, you are refusing to discuss the issues. that will solve the problem of the country. You end up attacking yourself, attacking the personal attack, glorifying yourself, and live there. If you want to say, you want to even live there with coming out and say there is a winner in that debate, you know. So at the end of it all, you end up aggravating, you know, the anger between you and your opponents and their supporters. You know, charge up the atmosphere within the political circle, you know, and yes, rather than it will increase the participation of the conservative, you know, to come out more at that time because they would have been charged up, you know. So apart from that, there's nothing too strong, you know. So for now, he chooses to lie low. I agree, so that let him fight hard and see how he's been able to get, you know, the ticket. More because. Let's not forget that the Democrats are there, you know, and the Democrats have more support of the coloreds, the young, the youths and young, vibrant people, you know, and so it's going to be a very tough fight.
A very tough fight, yes, for Donald Trump.
Yes.
Now, if you take a look at Trump, some are saying that his ego is just so much to the extent that it's beginning, though he's not the president yet, his rival, so to speak, the presidency of Joe Biden, like what you rightly said, Joe Biden, the president of America, was really going to Michigan for that same rally.
Yes.
Now, how would you juxtapose this?
Well, it is a question of national assignment, like I said.
But he's just like Donald Trump, not Mr. President.
He's just like two presidents. Well, I say one in, one out.
One out.
Yes. Biden is on the seat. Trump is warming up to come on seat. And so don't forget, the way we are looking at this matter, it is just a debate. In Nigerian context, it will be mere debate. Then they will, the Nigerian political system will call it a family affair. So it was actually a family affair.
Without a member of the family?
Yeah, no, it's a family affair. Without a major force.
Okay.
In that, but knowing where he's been or where he will be going, I think we can forgive him if he decided not to attend the in-house debate. Remember, it is a debate. And what is a debate? Like my friend here said, a debate is an opportunity given to you to sell yourself. If you cannot sell yourself, who else will you sell? And remember, they are looking for who is going to fly the ticket, not necessarily who is going to become the president. So they are looking at the gains, the pluses and the minuses. Now, if they choose Donald Trump to fly the ticket, what are the gains? What are the advantages? Can they withstand Biden? So they are not even afraid. If you ask Biden now, they are not afraid of Donald Trump. They are looking at the lady there, the U.S., the former U.S. ambassador, Nikki. That one holds a 51-year-old woman who is holding sway because of the popularity and how much ground he has gained. Again, look at some of the policies for which Donald Trump is being criticized. I don't want to say crucified. I read somewhere they said crucified. He's being criticized.
Yes.
For his stance on abortion. Remember, that is a policy, and that is how American politics is played today. They are not talking of roads. American system has grown to
beyond roads.
It's
beyond infrastructure.
It's not infrastructure. It's not schools. They are looking at
the policies.
They are what the influence, the grip on the world, not just the nation. The grip. They are looking at the other countries. They are looking at Mexico. They are looking at Cuba. They are looking at Nicaragua. They are looking at this area. Now the immigrants. How much help are they going to help people? That's what occupies the mind of the average American politician, not the road. I'm going to fix Okun Road, I'm going to fix Uselu Lagos Road. No, they've gone beyond there. So they are looking at who is going to fly the ticket in such a way that is going to gain more popularity than even the sitting government of Biden. So when you are looking at his absence at that venue of the in-house talk, in quote, well, it is a political calculation. Because going to Michigan, where Biden will be a greater opportunity for him to speak one-on-one with Biden. And then they agree to disagree. Remember again, Donald Trump is facing serious issues. There are criminal issues against him.
Yes.
And so, as much as possible, he will want to avoid any television show. Because so he...
Until all is settled.
Until all is settled. This is somebody who has so much hanging on his neck. Now they are asking him, in 2020 election, what was the role? How did you...
At the Capitol riot.
At the Capitol riot, what role did you play? So they are looking at Donald Trump as a man who wants to bring down America. And so, as much as possible, he will want to hide his face. Let me go to a less open show where I could relate with even the sitting president. Remember that the world views that debate. The world is looking at the debate. So whatever you're going to say, however you're going to say it, and whatever anybody is going to say, we add or subtract
from the personality. All right, now take a look at the debate. Some are saying that it was a show of shame, that might just make America to remain with the Democrat, because these Republicans are just at each other's throat, washing that dirty linen in public. What do they say about that?
Yes, we just like I said, if you call it a show of shame, I agree with you, because they lost it. The opportunity they have to interact with the people, to tell the people how they want to solve their issues, the solutions we have for the lingering problem we have, the solution we have for the international policy, the solution we have to sustain our power and influence across the world. They missed it. Instead, like he said, you are in a family meeting and you use that opportunity to want to bruise yourselves, discredit yourselves.
And it glove the public.
Yes. So what have we tried to say? We have come to tell the people that we are not competent. That even if I win the ticket today, there's no unity. We will not be united together to formulate a policy and say this is the policy of the party that we want to push to the people. You know, so it was a show of shame. They lost the opportunity. And I'm sure that Trump will be happy somewhere.
We'll be happy somewhere.
Yes, that
he wasn't part of it.
Yes, because you know Trump always have a way of carving something out of nothing. True or false, he will just tell you and walk away. Provided at that time he's able to appease your ear, and he walks away, does not believe what you would think the next time you look at the matter. So it was a show of shame. They missed the opportunity, you know, to have catch on the people. You know, they missed that opportunity. Well, it was a show of shame.
Show of shame. Yes, Trump isn't part of the shame, so to speak. Is this an advantage for Donald Trump in his pursuit to become the president of the U.S. come 2024?
No, there are many things against hanging against.
We know that there are things hanging against Donald Trump. Lawsuits, accusations, counter-accusation, is wrong, the Capitol riot and all that. But him not being present in that show of shame, would that count as an advantage to him as an aspirant or as a candidate?
No, I don't want to call it a show of shame. Yes, that one person out of 8 invited guests was not present does not demean from the import.
But the rest of them were at each other's throats.
Yes, it is normal. It is normal. Like we say, yeah, it's normal. In politics, you are going to... Politics is about serving self. Politics, before you get a nomination, before you fly the ticket, you have to tell us what you are, who you are, and what you want to do. So if the other aspirants were at each other's throat, like my friend here said, yes, it will be a show of shame. That was poor, rather poor, because they are supposed to address the issue. And what are the issues? Like we always say, what are the issues? What will make Donald Trump not go back to White House? Those are the issues that are the front burner, and these ones were never actually addressed. This is also because, like you said, nobody will want to wash his dirty linens in public. There are many things they know that are wrong with their party. And so that venue was not a right time, was not auspicious time to go and portray or to go and show that Donald Trump could not fly the ticket or had failed in his first tenure. Remember that, according to statistics, it's about the second person who will be losing the election, even to, what is it called now, an opposing party, while sitting with his, what is it called now, might. Sitting as a sitting president.
As an incumbent president.
As an incumbent president, where he had all the resources to control. he lost the election. So he must have done his arithmetic. He must have known where he missed it. And so if he is going for a second time, first is to have a clean house. He should be able to convince the House members to agree with him. Remember that, like we said, he's not, I'm not sure he's even actually ready for that now, because he has said that he was not going to sign that treaty. Should he not be nominated, it means, just like in Nigeria context, we go scatter the party. So if he's not the ticket bearer, he's not going to sign, it means he's not going to support any other person. And that again is wrong.
All right, now, but his decision not to sign, do you think he's right? After all, he wasn't present in the debate. Once you come for the debate, you make your point, then you go sign. He wasn't there. Did he break any rule?
Yes.
Victor.
Yes, because the signing is the major thing. The signing is the major thing. Yes, the debate is part of the ceremony that will lead to the signing. So if you did not come, the signing is very important, because this is going to bind every aspirant who is going to participate in that nomination process ahead of the election. It means a lot to the party, because a divided house can never stand. So it means a lot. So if you missed it, you should be apologizing that you missed it. Not for you to say that because I did not participate in the debate, I will not sign. No, party supremacy must come on this. And if you look at it very well, you'll be shocked that Donald Trump might not even participate in this election.
How? He was talking about it, that he's going to try again, that he wants to be Mr. President.
I agree with you. You'll be shocked, because if you sit down to analyze the crisis that is before Donald Trump today, the baggages that he is dragging all along, these are the reasons why he could not even come for the debates. Believing that before the next appearance, they would have been able to settle this.
But he never said that. He said, look, he wants to go for more important issues.
We are analyzing issues.
That's what he said.
We are analyzing here.
Yes.
We are not categorically saying Trump told me.
Yes.
We are looking at the situation on ground. The reason why he did not come for this debate is part of these issues. As a political, as a politician, he feels that, okay, before the next appearance, I would have been able to sort out these issues. The public statement would have come out that would harm me if those issues are not clear. And you know that the Americans are going to hold you with these whole issues. You know that you are going to confront the people. You know that the issues before you today, they are germane. They are household issues. An average American, remember, no matter how beautiful Trump policy, yes, he had good economic policies, you know, and very harsh immigration policy too, and his drive towards it, you know, majority of the Americans, you know, are waiting to see where to hold this man and say, what are you going there to do again? It was very rash, brash.
But he has a large fan base that they love him.
Yes, he has a large fan base. We agree. Do you think that if his fan base was so large to have won an election? In politics, it's not about the analysis you have given. It's not about the promises that you have in your kitty. It's not about, you know, the appearances you made. The end result is winning. He couldn't win. And any man who have lost an election anywhere in the world, in another 4 years, your fan base has reduced. You cannot get 100% of the followership you earlier had when you were in power and you ran for an election, and you are out of power for 4 years. You will not have it. It's a common thing. So his fan base would have reduced, coupled with the crisis that is hanging on his neck, the litigation that is jumping everywhere, and himself is not helping issues with his utterances. Anytime he comes out to talk, you'll be rest assured that there's somebody who is dropping from his fan base. And I don't know if he take glory in making false accusations and misleading statements. He just said it, and by the time you fact check him, realize that he lied.
They'll tell you all politicians do lie.
You know, so the fact is that, you know, that's why I came. When I looked at the whole thing, I feel that you'll be shocked, because this man is one man that like pulling trump anywhere. You'll just be shocked that this guy may not want to participate in the election.
Okay, we have Barracuda, talk about law, have pariah, so to speak. Nikki is there, Pence is there, Santos there. These are heavyweights in the Republican Party. Now, do you think
senators, governors,
I mean, it's like they are all set going for that number one seat. What do you think will be the fate of Republicans if one of these persons come out to contest outside Trump?
Well, are you talking of fate of the Republicans or the Democrats now? Because when you look at it, like I said, it is an in-house thing. It is all heavyweights.
Yes.
Apart from the newest comer there, the investor, the entrepreneur, what is his name? Vivek.
Okay.
What is it? Sharma. Apart from that man, every other one has been in government. And what are they going to do? We have 2 or 3 sitting governors. The governor of Florida and the governor of what is it called? Dakota. Okay, they are there. Now
Dakota, yes.
Dakota, not Dakota.
Yeah.
And then you have Florida.
Yes.
So these are governors who are there. Then you have former governor of New Jersey. Christie. So they are all there. And so, remember, America is not Nigeria. These governors have control over their states. And they do not have a national image. America is not Nigeria, where one man will say, I bankrolled, I am responsible for this. I formed, this party was formed in my city room. No, they do not form parties in anybody's city room there. You are lying, you come in, you join, and when you are there for life. If you are a Republican, you are a Republican for life. I might be making a mistake. If you are a Democrat, you are a Democrat for life. They don't run up and down. They
don't cross carpet.
They don't cross carpet because these persons, these positions, they are policy based. To look at what is the stand of our party. How do we view this? How do we view that? So that is how it goes. So it is not who is there, but which party is there. That is why, whether Donald Trump loses or not, the party remains formidable. They are going to give Biden a good run for his money. This is because 2024 is going to be tough. It's going to be tough in the sense that some of the issues that have resurrected over time will be settled again via the ballot box. Remember, they also asked him, would there be this issue of abortion, national ban on abortion because like in New Jersey, they signed it into law. The governor signed it there. In Florida, they signed. They are asking if these pockets of states are doing this, will it have a national coloration? So Donald Trump is hiding. He's not categorical.
He doesn't want to say anything about it.
It is sensitive. That is a highly sensitive matter that he will not want to speak on.
All right. National television. Our time is up. Our time is up. I wish we had more time, but we'll just keep on watching. 30 seconds each. What advice do you have for Republicans and, of course, the candidates gunning for the #1 seat? Victor, I'll to start with you. 30 seconds.
Well, my advice for them is that they should realize that they lost it before, and they should do everything possible to get it now.
To get it now.
Yes.
All right, over to you.
For the Republicans, the most popular person should fly the ticket, and then they should be support. Whether it is A or B or C, whoever wins the primaries should be encouraged to win the election.
Thank you so much, gentlemen. Well, you've heard them. Donald Trump is not there, and he's not signing. He didn't sign. He's not going to sign that paper after he wasn't there at the debate. But he did something strategic. If you're a politician, you just know the kind of Trump card he pulled. He went for a major event that has to do with the people. They want to go on strike. They're rallying. So they're looking out for those people that want to support their cause or tell them not to do it. These are what they call burning issues and policies in America. Let's see how all this will pan out. Gentlemen, once more, I appreciate you.
Can I quickly correct?
Yes.
At the beginning, I was introduced as a lecturer in AAU.
Yeah.
No, I'm not. I'm a retired school principal.
Okay.
And by the grace of God, I'm now into educational consultancy.
Thank you so much for that correction. Yeah. My mistake. Okay. Thank you so much. Well, we'll do it again next week, Tuesday, God willing. Bye for now.